Okay, this is a bit different. Okay, so who am I? Let's try again. So I'm basically an independent software consultant. I've been doing this for about 12 years now. And I've worked in some strange industries, primarily in Formula One, but also economic forecasting, and recently with dogs, which has also been very, very interesting, a bit different. And as an independent consultant, I do find myself wearing many, many hats. At different times, it can be a bit tricky deciding which one to put on when, but I have to do that. And yeah, I don't really know what to put down as an official job title. So if you have any ideas, I'm more than happy to listen to them. Right, so this talk, as I already suggested, is about getting factual information out of domain experts. Basically, like I said, I've been doing this for about 12 years. When I started out, I was just a lowly developer, and over the years I've had to learn the appropriate techniques to be able to elicit this information out of people. And so I'm hoping that I can condense that information down into these 10 minutes. I'm going to rush. So, brief experiment. Can you all find a partner? Please. We need to do this. We need to do this experiment, okay? Right? Okay, so one... Yeah? So this is gonna be really quick, right? So basically, one of you is gonna ask a question, and one of you is going to answer. So all you need to do is decide who's gonna play which role. One person answers, one person asks a question. Happy? Yeah? Okay. I have an instruction for the answerer, and your instruction is you can answer with the truth or not. Okay? Now, for the questioners, right, get ready. Here are your questions, okay? Question number one is, there it is. So ask the other person, ask your partner. Okay, and that's it, done. Okay, right, question number two. Ready? All right, that's it. I told you it was going to be brief. You guys are slowing me down. Okay, right, so for the questioners then, did you find out the truth? And so yeah, put your right hand up if you're confident that you got the right answers to question one. You guys are very, very clever indeed. Okay, and put your left hand up if you think you got the right answer for question number two. I want to see double hands, right? Okay, for those who got confident about question number one, like I said, you're very, very clever. In England, we would call you smart arses. But really, for question number one, you don't know. You don't know whether you got the truth or not. There's no real way of knowing that one. Whereas for question two, of course, you have other information that you can draw upon to help derive the facts. So I want you to consider this exercise in the context of interviewing domain experts. Okay? So assuming that you're starting on a new project, so how did that project come about? What was the motivation for it? And the reality is, your company and a client had a conversation, and that client wants you to help them. They want you to, there are many reasons why they want some help. It might be that they want to improve efficiencies, or they just want to get more automation going because they feel that their people are doing too much manual stuff. Maybe there have been some changes in the business, and so they want their business people to start focusing on newer things that are going on, and they want to maybe either automate the new things or automate the old things so that they can focus on the new things. Or it may just be refreshing a legacy system. This is all pretty standard affair. And then there's always the controversial, they want to reduce their operating costs, whatever that means. I think most people kind of understand what that means. And they said, yeah, we are definitely going to give you a domain expert as part of this process. But it's one domain expert. Now, surely one domain expert cannot know everything there is to know about the domain that you want to drill into. And when you think about it, so Bob here is the designated domain expert, but over the years, a lot of the things that Bob did were probably handed off to other people and other teams. And so, yeah, most of the time, Bob didn't put his hand up and say, me, sir, I'll be the one to be the domain expert and talk to the consultants about extracting all of the knowledge, because this is what happened. And so basically, because Bob got into this position over time and a lot of the things that he used to do were handed off to other people or other teams, he is really just a proxy to a lot of other end users, because Bob no longer really understands all of the intricacies. He's just this conduit, if you like. So the fact is, to be able to get all of the information out, you're probably going to have to work with several people. You're going to have to talk to several people who are actually down at the root, grassroots level, doing the thing to be able to elicit the information. And these people are not analysts or developers or technical people. They're just people doing their jobs. And I mention that now. It'll become more apparent as I go through, but there's a different way of thinking on their part. Okay, so you're going to be working with these people. You obviously want to get the right answers from them. But here's the issue. Non-technical people don't use language in the same way that technical people do. As technical people, we like absolutes. We like sometimes almost binary language. We want it so that when someone says false, it means false. When someone says true, it means true. But when you talk to a business person, never doesn't always mean never. A great example, Matthias was having a conversation just yesterday. He says to his client, this can never happen. And the client says, hey, it'll never happen. He said, never? Yeah, it'll never happen. Never happen? Well, there is this one condition where it might happen. So there is some blurring there. So another reason why you might not get an answer is because they don't like talking to strangers. These are people that just go in and do their jobs. Some people might be introverted. They may not give you the answers that you're looking for. It's as simple as that. Here's another possibility. Why do I want to talk to someone when I know that this consultancy firm's been brought in and it looks like they're just trying to get my job replaced? And maybe answering questions just isn't part of their job description. They're just not interested at all. They just want to come in, do their job, and go home. And maximizing efficiency also isn't really in their goal. So when you're talking about we want to make things faster, they're thinking, I'm going as fast as I can. I don't want to go any faster, thank you very much. Okay? And sometimes they just don't know the answer. It takes a lot of humility to be the person that says, I don't know. When you're a consultant and you've gone in somewhere and they're meant to be the expert and you ask a question about something that they don't know about, sometimes it's easier for them to just give you an incorrect answer because they've given you an answer, whether it's right or not. Okay, and I need to really fly through this. So they're versed in their existing processes that have been around for a very, very long time. That's all they know. And it's just too easy to lose sight of better ways to do things because humans are creatures of habit. And thinking for the long term really doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. I'm hoping I have time to explain why. Because they just come to work, get their stuff done, and move on. And then sometimes the question comes, well, why haven't they got a vision of what they want of the new system? And it's because you really need these three things to be able to have some sort of vision. But the reality is, abstract thinking is very, very hard. And if you just took, a set of, 100 people and said, right, how many of those can do abstract thinking? And just said, maybe 25% can do abstract thinking. And then what of those people, how many are creative also? Arbitrarily, I'm just picking a number, let's say half of them. So now you're down to an eighth. And then you're saying, well, what about people that can think about the future? Maybe we'll just halve that again. So statistically, if you enter a department that's got 16 people, you might have one person that might tick all of those boxes and be the person that you want to talk to. Maybe. If you've only got a department of 8, the numbers ain't going to work in your favor. I really want to talk about this slide, but I think we should have this conversation afterwards, anyone that's interested. So my actual tips are becoming passionate about learning their processes. So you really need to get them to teach you what they do. This is really important. Be the listener and not the speaker. It's too easy for technical people to just jump in and start saying, oh, this could be better, or that could be better, or this could be cool. You're basically treading all over the work that they've done for years. They're not going to like that. If they don't like it, they're not going to talk to you. And people do love showing off their knowledge. If you take an interest in what they do, people do like showing that off. And people do like to be right, even if they're not. Because my wife basically says that about me, and I say the same about my wife. Right, so as I was saying, reserve the criticism. You're having a conversation, let them show you what's what. You know that things are inefficient, you know that things aren't going, that there are maybe flaws or gaps in the process. Don't say anything. Keep it in your head, write it down, but basically that can come up at a later time when you've built a better relationship. Use the opportunity to build the ubiquitous language. That is, after all, why you're there. And then when ambiguous terms come up, try and get clarification. But that clarification may need more people, multiple conversations, because like I said before, that one person may not have all of the answers. And these people are there doing their day job as well as trying to spend time with you. So try and find the right balance between the amount of time you spend with them and then letting them get back to the job that they need to do, because their managers probably aren't going to be very happy if they slow down. So building better relationships, that works really well. If you can't see that at the back, it says alcohol. So lunchtimes, after work, social events, get them out of the work environment, take them somewhere else. Get to know them at a different level, not just about work, just get to know them a little more socially. Try and figure out what it is that they are passionate about if they're not passionate about work. Because if they are passionate about something, it means that they're going to have a much better mental model of that thing that they talk about. Am I done?
Yeah, just
Ish.
finish up now.
Okay, right, okay. So if they've got a mental model, it means that when it comes to designing the system, basically you can use their mental models to map concepts of the business onto the way they think. I'm really sorry that I couldn't get to finish it all. But there we are.
Okay.